Good evening and welcome. It is definitely Friday today and therefore we're doing a stream. So, what are we doing? We're doing Warframe. We're doing casual Warframe, some casual Fortuna. I have a mastery test to do. Might screw it up. It's a little bit of a tricky one. So the plan is do mastery test. Maybe we will do the sortie. I know it includes a defense mission now, and Moo might not be up for that, so maybe not. We'll see though. Otherwise, we will go to the valleys and we will be doing casual Fortuna stuff. We will probably be starting with some conservation, and after that there is a potential for spoilers. So I will warn you when it happens. Also, for those who came in a little later than my introductional text, Mux is also streaming. You can find her over here. We'll just add that again. Anyways, what about we bring Moo in?
Are we now?
Moo's talking.
I'm here. Yep. Papa!
There's some more. Alright.
That's a Papa.
So, let's get the music.
I make a safari round right now.
Good move. Alright.
We also have some in my operator room.
I just need to make sure I have everything ready. Alright.
I'm nearly done. Last room. Papa wanted out. Cutie.
Alright. So as you can see on my stream, we got new clothes.
Yep. And Fish is clipping again.
They'll probably keep on doing that. You might be able to avoid it by putting the my one into the side tank instead of the central one.
Yeah, but in the side tank they are more or less lost. You don't see them really. They're very far in the background.
True.
Like this is my personal quarters, more or less, with more flues. Like I said, clipping fish. Although the share mode does the same, so it doesn't really matter.
Yeah.
The share mode would at least be in the front here, but yeah, I don't know.
The problem is that the tanks are made for fish of a different size, but the fish of the valleys aren't really like different size. They are just the same size with different adornments. So
I think they just they will adjust it, but it isn't highest priority now. I think the new content they promised is a higher priority than that. Anyway, more flues, also some Fortuna decoration I bought and put into my room just because. It's also really nice decoration. I kinda want to get the tank though. It's not the tank, you know, the car thingy, and put it into my room. It would be nice. So, flu fun first?
no.
Okay.
First a mastery test because I need to get that over with.
Yes, but then we do something flu fun.
Then after that, probably flu fun. Unless you want to do the sortie. I know it includes a defense, but it is the first level of the sortie that is the defense. So
you know my philosophy: never a sortie defense ever again.
But yeah, I pulled out Saren here. You can see I got a new weapon skin because I couldn't resist that. I've been waiting for that, and it's out now, so I got it. But anyways, I pulled out Saren because we're about to do Mastery 23, and it's a bit of an ass.
A little bit.
What the test is, basically, you need to capture. You have 5 minutes. You need to capture 6 mobile control points, and when I say mobile control points, I mean mobile control points. They're not like the usual mobile control points where you need to defend a point. These are more like interception points that move around like idiots. They move along. Hi, Sean. They move along like set paths.
Hey, Sean.
And the thing is, like they go corner to corner, but each section takes the same amount of time. So on a small stretch, it will go very slowly, but then all of a sudden, it will have one where it goes like 30 meters, and you will barely be able to keep up with it. So that's why I chose to be Saren, because both because of what Saren can do, and because of how I built her. So before we go in, let's just have a
Also,
look
for
at
everyone wondering why I don't like defense missions
Mhm.
and sorties, if you play Warframe, you know defense missions are usually defense plays and everything is fine and dandy. That's also fine and dandy. I don't mind defense mission in general. It's just in sortie defense, you have an idiot running around and getting killed very easily. And I mean, at least you can pick them up.
Yeah, I can
But
revive
if
them,
you
but they have like 10th of the normal health as well.
and if you don't, the mission fails.
Yeah, the problem is really that they move around. So like a lot of these standard strategies where you put down, for instance, a frost bubble, it doesn't work because he just walks out of it.
Yep.
But yeah, my build here, I'm running Toxic Flight, which is a bullet jump mod. I do it just because it looks like Saren is growing like latex boots when she bullet jumps, and I find that good, but also it improves your bullet jump, which is very good when you're trying to keep up to things. And I'm also running armored agility. I'm not going to be sprinting very much in this, but it's nice to have the option. Other than that, Saren has Molt, and if you're not familiar with Molt, Molt produces a copy of your body. You shed your skin, which removes status effects. Not going to be a thing here. I also run regenerative mold, which makes it heal me, so that's always good. But really, the reason why we have it is one: when you put it down, you spy missions are good. You just need to practice them.
I need 3 more of luminous dye. I have 66.
Well, then you need to craft some. So when you put down mold, you get a speed boost, which improves your sprint. Again, not going to sprint too much, but it is an option, and options are good. But more significantly, it is also a target dummy, which will distract enemies, which is quite nice because we're going to have a bunch of scorpions trying to bother us. So
I like Sean.
Tenno, a new alert has begun. It will be marked on navigation.
Alright, let's do it.
So what you see with me here, I have the foundry open, just claiming the
You're fast.
K-Drive
But
parts.
are you nimble enough to capture each one of these mobile control points?
You need 4 parts. I talk about them more later.
I lost it.
Also Poppy.
The problem is if you leave the area of this thing, it will go down really bloody quickly as you would otherwise capture it, so you need to not leave the area. Okay, we got that one. Pretty safe. Time to go to the next one. Let's go to race. Okay, this is no.
Okay, I have to go into this one. You know why?
Why?
It's also you have to imagine.
Look how fast it goes. Come back.
It starts at 5 and they are busy.
Mm-hmm.
You have 16, 21, 22, 23, 26 home, and you have 69, which is also busy. And I go there because you know why.
Also, by the way, the reason I brought Papa with me is because Papa makes me invisible, and that's really bloody useful when you're trying to avoid being grabbed by scorpions.
Yep.
Okay, we're not going to go for that one, we're going to go for the other one, because that is coming towards me. Okay, just going to race. Doing good so far. We have almost 3 minutes to catch the last one.
And then you get 3-minute grabbled by...
Yeah, that's the problem. If they grapple you and pull you out, you pretty much have to start over. Come back! Like, it goes up as quickly as it goes down, so if you leave the area, it is lost pretty damn quickly. And we're done.
A formidable performance.
And Papa
This
zooms.
test is now complete.
Papa done?
Yep.
But... So... Let's do the elevator. To blow some minds.
With Silver Dragon. Alright. That went alright. So... Next some flues?
Yep, but before we do that, I do the K-drive thing.
Yeah, I also want to talk a little bit about Garuda,
Yeah.
because I'm going to bring her with me out.
Just using the elevator just because. So you have the vent here. There are some bugs here, like this kit here. If you look at them from this angle, it's fine and fine and fine and fine and fine and fine. Suddenly they lose the head and yes.
Oh yeah, I took some pictures of that to make a bug report. And then forgot to make the bug report. I should make a bug report.
You should make a butt record.
A bug
Also,
report.
the
It
butt
is-
record.
It is a good bud.
Is that a pun?
Also, this fella here is
I will
a little
attempt
bit
to
buggy.
bypass this fault.
Anyway. Nearly the one I want to build. And so, first of all, you have to grind when kit standing. Luckily, you only have to get the Primo to get all the parts. Then you can buy parts. I did that already. They take 1 hour building. Take that in. Keep that in mind, but you know, the 1 hour isn't that much. Anyway, when you got them, and even before, you can assemble K-drive. And here you can also make, no, you don't need parts to build a K-drive here. You can also play around already, like, I don't own any of these parts right now. But you know, can look at them.
You can preview them, basically.
Yep.
There's no
And
difference
build-
in stats. That's important. It's all looks, so get what you think is prettiest.
Yep.
This is my board, by the way. Just showing on my stream.
So, I have already a board, but I want to make a second board.
I'm gonna make 2 more as well, but this is my first one. The one I wanted to make most. It's made of the needle nose, the dinkadonk, the cold fusor, and the step 10s.
Like I took here the needle nose, the Arc 12, the beaky, and the fat boys. Because what I had in mind with this one is really streaming for speed, and in my mind, the board is really streamlined. The engine, the reactor, looks the heaviest, and also the fat boys look the heaviest. So all the power is in the engine, and it's the zoomiest. Oh, I need a vehicle slot.
Now, I'm a little bit ahead when it comes to the caterer stuff because I can get more daily standing. So, I actually looked into it a little
Well
bit,
put together,
and
operator. Now
my
back
build
to
here
our
is made for speed. Like you can see here, I'm using all the speed mods, and the rest of these 3 will be whatever I find fun. So, for instance, this one, Thrash Landing, which makes it so that 40% of the trick score you apply or you gain will be delivered as a 4-meter radius explosion upon landing. Hard to do anything with, just fun. But I've been looking into it a little bit, and basically, like, what is the best polarities to put on your board, because you do need a couple to make a full build. Well, if you're making a mobility one, you're probably using airtime. And if you're using a offensive build, you will be using some of the mods that are probably 7 capacity. So the thing is, by using 1 Neramon and 1 Madurai polarity, there's only 2 Vaserin. I was thinking of doing a Vaserin, but there's only 2 mods that are Vaserin. And I'm not sure I always want to use the alternative, and it also doesn't give as much. It's only a 7 polarity. So these are definitely the best. And the thing is, if you use these 2, then for a mobility build you have 27 polarity left over. The most expensive mod is 9 polarities, so that means 9, 18, 27. You can put in any mods you want. For the what's it called, the offensive one, if you do all the offensive mods, and that leaves you open 2, that would leave you with 22 mod capacity with these polarities. So since they again cost 9, you can do anything you want. And because you can do both of them, you can also do a hybrid, as long as you either use airtime, which is a 5 polarity, or you use 2 of the offensive 7 polarities. And you will be doing that because there's only so many mods. So that's how I suggest modding it, because you want to do as little polarity as possible so you have the flexibility, but also do it so that you can do whatever you want.
This is, by the way, my board, my current board. It's a Tinkerdong with a flat belly, a hothead reactor, and a step temp. It's just what I thought, that I found most appealing together. No, it doesn't have any theme to it, it's just what I really like to have. And another important thing is you can put these scrolls on the backside. If you put in a certain code, I don't have in mind right now.
I also don't think it's actually available anymore. It might come up again because it's not launched on console yet. So
it might come up again.
It might come up on console, or when the console release comes. It's not possible, or it is possible it doesn't come out for PC at that point. So yeah, it might be missed, but yeah, I think it ended here on the 15th, if I remember correctly.
Could be. I mean, if you could have gotten then this one here. Otherwise you can buy for Platinum. It's always a pack of 4. Like you see here, bundle only. You can't buy them alone.
Yeah, the one I bought or the one I have on, for instance, is one of the bought ones.
And there are some that are really nice, some not. You always, like I said, have to buy them at a bundle. 125 for the bundle. I like this one here because, I mean, it's just funny. You can also use any other. You can only use one, by the way, but yeah, I think I will use this one here on the other.
I'll probably use different scrolls on different boards. Like I have 2 boards that I want to do different things with, and those will probably have scrolls to reflect that. So yeah.
Another note is, if you want to copy your Warframe colors onto your board, that usually doesn't really work. What I found out, the best thing is to copy them and then kind of reverse them. Like what you usually have as energy is one of the primary or secondary, etc. So shuffling them around, because it's a little bit weird where the colors are placed. And every time I made it like the Warframe, I mean, I can just do it. or so. Like, I mean, it doesn't look bad, but it just feels weird.
I haven't even tried. I'm gonna try.
Also, let me check something real quick.
It looks okay, but yeah, I want to change it up a little bit.
Yeah, it's just keep in mind that usually if you have the perfect Warframe colors for it, then okay, there won't be an issue. But usually, if you say okay, it doesn't look great, just shuffle them around a little and see what fits where. Usually, you can use your as a Warframe color scheme you have to make them match, but yeah, keep that in mind. Otherwise, I don't have really anything
More done?
except for. I love that. I made Moosey dancing.
Is more done?
Okay. Yep, moves on.
Okay. Well, I just wanted before we go out to talk a little bit about what we'll be bringing with us. Did you want to say something?
Yep, I would just like to say I bring Equinox because we go hunting.
Yeah, Equinox is really good for hunting.
You can use both, you can use Equinox or Ivara. Many people seem to love Ivara for this one, but
It's because
don't
she
really
can
get
go
why.
invisible, but
Ah.
like you have to rely on a projectile, which I prefer the instant sleep. But yeah,
Yep.
it's a flavor thing.
Anyway,
Yeah.
I go for Equinox because you have the ability Rest here, and it works on animals too, so you can just sleep them and then pick them up. I also modded my Equinox for hunting, so I can't really fight with this build. It's made for a maximum range and duration, so I can sleep them from as far away as possible and they sleep as long as possible. But otherwise, this frame isn't really. I definitely couldn't do a base escalation with it.
Alright, so my turn.
Yes.
I'm bringing Garuda and I'm bringing the new Corpus weapons. So the
Sorry. One interruption though. I don't know if you
One?
watch my stream, but
I don't have
I
it
just
open.
I make a picture because I
The
just
problem is I
found
don't have screen space for also running a stream.
for later. I just found a perfect superhero channel. So really superhero style. Okay, continue. I just wanted to,
Alright.
because it was funny.
So Garuda is the newest Warframe. She is basically the Queen of Blood. She is where Valkyr is the Berserker Rage incarnate. Garuda is sort of her counterpart, also very, very gory and violent, but in a more measured and beautiful manner. She is much more like
Beautiful.
feminine. She is very much the queen. She's a diva. You can see how she's standing there with her claws. And one of her specialities is related to her claws, namely if you do not have a melee weapon equipped, then you have her claws. So basically one of her passives is that she always have a melee weapon regardless of whether or not you bring a melee weapon. That can be good, it can be bad. You can't have only that equipped, so keep that in mind. But anyways, other than that, her ability is that she gets a damage bonus up to 100% extra damage when she has no health. And you might think, well, like shields are shit, so why would I run around with no health and just be one shot dead? But that's where her abilities come in, because You can see here, I have built her with quick thinking, and that is because quick thinking, you can see here, drains energy to stop lethal damage with 240% efficiency. What that means is, when you drop below 2% health, this mod consumes energy instead of health to make sure you don't die. So if you have an energy pool of a significant size, which I have because of flow, then effectively you get a buffer of a health bar in your energy bar, which also takes armor, and which has even more damage reduction because of the efficiency aspect as well. So you can have a bunch of extra health effectively without and run around with your damage bonus. Of course, if you're not careful, you're going to run out of energy very, very quickly, so you still need to be careful with it. But the benefit of Garuda is that she has her ability Bloodletting, which sacrifices 50% health to gain a certain percentage of her maximum energy. Now, one thing to note, it is always 50% health. You can increase the percent of energy you get, but it will always be a percent of your maximum energy. So if you have more maximum energy, you also get more energy. If you have more health, well, you lose the same percentage amount, which means that she doesn't necessarily benefit from having a mod like Vitality, but I still like to have a mod like Vitality because Vitality is good, but she actually doesn't benefit that much from having it because most of her her health comes from her energy bar instead. But because of Bloodletting, which doesn't require energy, you can make energy out of nothing, and if you're running Vaseline like I am, you can make energy, heal yourself, make energy, heal yourself, and run permanently, or like constantly like that. Her other abilities is Dread Mirror, where she pounces on an enemy, tears out their life force, creates a mirror which absorbs damage. This was one of the ones I was a little skeptical about, because when they showed it the first time, it was very tiny, first of all, and it also slowed her down. But they removed the slowdown, and they made the mirrors bigger. So, even though it's still a directional mirror, it is a lot more useful now. It absorbs damage that is incoming, stores it in the Dread Heart, which you can then launch as a projectile. The mirror has a duration, the Dread Heart lasts until you decide to launch it. So you can store 100,000 damage in it if you want before you launch it with multiple mirrors.
Or until Moon made you launch it because she negative about it being so nauseating.
Yeah, it's squishy. Then there's Blood Altar. Blood Altar, you pounce on an enemy and then impale it on a spike, and then creates an area of effect where you are healed. Now the thing is, you can see here, health per second, 26%. It is not 26% of your health. It is 26% of your missing health, which means that you will get more health if you have less health. Which is one of the things I'm a little bit skeptical about. It means that you can help people in trouble and potentially save them, but the effect goes down as people go up in health. So the benefit of it is a little variable. You can have 3 of them at a time though, so that can be quite a health flow. And finally, the Seeking Talents. When they showed this off, it was just a press a button and then things around you die. Basically an AoE zone around you where everything dies, and that was boring. They changed that. They actually made it unique and fun. Now what it does is, around your reticle, it creates a zone, and as you channel it, that zone will grow. And when you release it, it will launch talents out to strike the enemies. If there's only one target, it will be stricken 8 times. Otherwise, targets will be stricken at least once each. So that means 8 talents, or up to 8 talents at least, but up to 1 talent per target. They are seeking, they ignore obstacles. Anything in the reticle will be hit as long as they are within a range of 60 meters. What happens is they're stricken for damage. they are applied a slash proc, and they are marked to be receptive to slash, which means that any damage that follows has a certain percentage, in this case 65%, because I have a strength mod on. So any damage that applies to them afterwards, whether it's an AoE or whatever, doesn't have to include slash or anything. If they get hit by damage, there's a 65% chance that they will be bled.
Additional to slash? I mean, what if your ability...
If
Oh,
your
that has
ability
already
makes
slash.
them bleed, then
Yeah, I mean-
this will still apply. Slash stacks.
I mean, I was just thinking about, how Equinox also applies slash with their...
Slash does not counter itself. So if you apply
Okay.
slash proc and another slash proc, you have two slash procs going, both dealing damage.
Okay.
It only counts as one status, but there is multiple procs going. At least that's how it's working at the moment. It might change with whatever we're gonna call it, status types 3.0, which is very far in the future, but we'll see. Now, quickly before we head out into the plains, sorry for it taking so long. We have the Beta Core, we have the Occhio Core, and we have the Kreska. The
Before you
Kreska is
continue.
probably... Okay.
I just wanted to add that I saved a person from optical repossession.
Good.
I mean, they want to take the eyes out. That's
Yeah.
you.
Well, it's not necessarily their eyes. It could also be their bionic eyes, which is not good.
Yeah,
either.
but it
means
could
that they
also
can't
be
see.
their, organic eyes. And that's just you.
It could, but of all of the weapons, this is probably the one that isn't the most interesting. It is just a melee weapon. It has no interesting effects. You might think that it is a scythe from what it looks like here, but it actually isn't. It is a machete. And I've not put a potato in it because it is not that exciting. I might put a potato in it, but I didn't feel like doing it now. I have in the others though. Now the others are interesting. And you might be able to see it. If you look at this, you probably won't see it. But if you look at this, you see this stuff on the side. This was actually Moo that noticed this. This is Corpus weapons based on sentient technology. And that also explains why they are a little bit special. Because the Occhio Core has the special effect that it is not the strongest pistol, but every target you kill with it creates a homing beam which will seek out targets that are close to your reticle and deal damage to them. Basically a copy of your main beam, but you don't necessarily have to hit with the main beam for it to be hitting. So every target you kill, you get another beam, so it scales up as many targets as you can have. And that resets when you reload. So as long as you don't reload, that will be a thing. I think there is a bug at the moment that if you use one of the reload while holstered mods, it doesn't remove the beams, which is insane. I do not play with that because I find it's cheaty, but I think it is a possibility right now. So basically you could pull it out, charge it up, get all the beams, stick it in your pocket, let it reload, pull it out again, continue. But yeah, I don't want to do that. But anyways, it benefits, for instance, if you increase the magazine capacity as well, because that is more bullets you can shoot. It is a beam weapon, so limited range, but very interesting. Then there's the Beta Core. The Beta Core is also very interesting. You can see it is an auto burst, which means it is a burst rifle, but it's an automatic burst rifle. So if you hold down the button, it keeps on shooting bursts.
It's
which
also
is
a Beta
very
Core.
nice. A Beta Core? I don't get it.
Beta Core and Beta Core,
Ah. But the thing is, when you kill people with it, you will get charges. And that is your charged shot. So once you have charges, you can use your charged shot. The damage that it will deal depends on how many charges you have. You can have from 1 to 3. And how you see it is in your reticle, right next to it is 3 small pips where you can see how much charge you have. We'll show it when we're in the plains. So those are the weapons that we're going to bring with us. And while I would like to bring Papa, we still need some scans, so we're bringing Helios. Alright, let's stop babbling and actually go to the planes.
By the way, I found out that Extra Eddie with the needle nose. Extra Eddie fits with my Warframe colors pretty well. I didn't have to change anything.
The needle nose isn't bad color-wise, but from my taste, I want my light color to be on top rather than the bottom, which didn't quite fit, so I did not say start, I said put up mission. Thank you. My mouse is being dumb. It has started double clicking, which is usually a sign that it is dying.
But we need a new mouse. Cupordon?
Yeah, I think so. I want Cupridon plushies. We can also do some... I guess they'll need an Incarnadine. But we could also do some Bolarolas and Poppers, because I also do need those. So if you see, it's easy to see here in the snow, you can see 3 small pips right next to my reticle. And if we find someone to shoot at...
You kicked me off my board.
I don't think there's actually collision, so I think I am innocent. Okay, so... Stand still so I can shoot you, you bastard.
We have it on video.
That's 3. And
No,
you
we
can
don't
holster and everything.
By the way, this is the needle nose board.
That's also the one
Right.
I'm using.
Yeah, I mean, because of the colors, I think they fit because pink is on top.
So... It does have a little travel time on the projectiles, which can cheat a little bit. So you saw they're using a charge. Let's go to the camp and try out the pistol. See, 1 kill. 2 kills. Now we have 2 extra beams. I don't think we have any more, but... Well... Stand still. There we go.
By the way,
Light
there you
strike.
see the scroll.
So, you can see here, we have extra beams now that are shooting, and once we reload, go back to 1 beam. So that's how that works. Come back and get the light strike. Why do we have an alarm?
Because it's up there is a beacon.
Didn't you shoot it?
No,
Why not?
because I was supposed to get live strike.
Okay.
Also,
Okay,
like I
let's
said,
see.
I think the colors reflect pretty well. Because the pink is on top.
No tracks nearby. Yeah, it was pretty well. Usually I don't really like to do copy Warframe colors. Like, a lot of my weapons are colored differently. I have my specific, like, prime weapon coloring. I have my corpus weapon coloring.
I usually like to fit them, so I usually do copy Warframe colors.
Well, that's the thing, like, there's a lot of people who feel that, like, if you copy Warframe colors, then everything match, but personally I don't really feel they do. But I guess that's a
basically.
taste question.
Yep.
I don't know, I was trying to get under that.
Also, like you can see on our streams, and you can see your scroll on the top, on the bottom left corner when you do tricks. That's probably also the only time you will see them.
Also the way it works, by the way. You can see here. So how it works is you notice there is a number that is going up, which, because my mouse was being down there. See, a number is rising and then you have a multiplier. So how it works is, when you're doing tricks, as long as you're doing the tricks, that counter goes up. We're staying here, by the way, Mo, you're going too far. So the counter goes up, that's just time, and the multiplier raises every time you do a trick. A trick is all the different things you can do, flips and stuff. If you're doing the same trick in a row, it will not increase your counter. It gives you a +2 to the multiplier every time you do a new trick. You can alternate tricks though. This is interesting, I have not done this trail before. Where did it go?
Up here.
There it is.
I think I saw an ore there.
And also, the maximum score you can get is 3000, so once you're at that, there's not really a reason to continue unless you want to challenge yourself. But it's a limitation because, well, otherwise you could scale your damage infinitely. It wouldn't really be very efficient, but it's possible.
You know, there are people that don't have any life.
Alright.
Do you have healers? Oh, you have healers, okay.
Alright, let's see. So we're looking at wind direction. You can see on my arms, there's danglies.
Oh!
Okay, it's coming from wind direction.
Ah, yes.
So,
This is interesting. You've managed to attract a Kubradon, the apex predator of the Venusian plains. These massively framed beasts often travel in groups, claiming the whole of the Vallis as their domain. Needless to say, be careful. Especially
That is-
when it gets dark.
Where is our
Ready your train.
Brindle?
And wait.
Brindle.
A Brindle Kubradon, and quite a hardy
A
specimen
calm
at that.
female.
Wonderful.
Huh?
Kubradon is misunderstood.
No, hiding.
They're no more savage than anything else. When home is threatened, it possesses the means to defend. They don't even like how we taste. Oh, they are beautiful.
Let's see where we have the next trail. We have one over here. Ah. Damn it, I got stuck in a corner. By the way, while we're here, you see that? That's temple flesh.
Oh yeah, we should
Suggest
go.
that,
We should go to the broken one.
we should, but let's do this trail first because we've marked it. So we've discovered that temple flesh in that wagon. I don't think they're buying it from the Austrians because I can't imagine the Austrians would sell them something so valuable because that's basically part of their god. So I don't think so. But
Sponsor poop.
they might be harvesting from the Orokin buildings in this area because we found a broken tower.
Creatures nearby.
And we also found inside the enrichment labs a section of the base where they are bringing in temple flesh, then they are dissolving the biological parts in acid baths or something like that, and then extracting something from it. Let's go in here.
Also in the enrichment labs you can find like the prototype of the beta core.
Yeah, it doesn't quite shoot the same way though. The beam looks more akin to the Ocu-core.
Yep.
But that is also the place where they're doing research into sentience, so that makes sense.
And also the arm just reminded me of a sentient arm, so
Yeah, it is sentient technology. So yeah, the corpus is oh.
Follow. Oh! Man. Reminds me of
This one
Papa
has
very
gone on a drink.
concentrated
There it
boss.
is. Oh! Alright, wind direction. We have it down towards there.
Okay,
It's
come on,
coming from up there. So I don't know if we should hide up there. I would say over there instead, because then we don't have the wind direction. Alternatively, hide down there and let it come to us. But I don't know.
Oh, that's right, you. That's right, you.
Okay.
And also think why it's good to hunt in groups, because one can prepare and the other can call.
Wait for the animal to approach.
Either
I don't see them.
Velis or Brindle.
There it is.
A brindle Cupridon and quite a
A
hardy
male
specimen.
with big eyes.
Wonderful. Such
3 years old.
a reasonably common variant of
I'm
the
very
apex
snowy
predator,
right now.
distilled to its purest form.
Also, I just want to pay attention. Want you to pay attention to this. Look at Garuda. She has butt hair. Because of the folds on her form, her butt is safe from snow. Butt hair. Now we're anywhere near the broken tower, though. I can't remember
What?
where it is. We have a tower up there, we have a tower there, we have a tower there, but I can't remember which one it is.
Yeah, it is.
Okay, we actually have a trail fairly close to that, so let's get going.
I
It's
was
flying
in,
soon.
yeah, because it's 2 kilometers, so you know, to make it a little bit faster.
It's saying 1 kilometer to me.
Yeah, I mean, you know. I was in a cave nearby and then got out of it and was... When did they destroy the tower in the middle? That must be new. And then I saw, okay, we have actually 5 towers total, 1 destroyed, 3 dormant, and 1 active in the middle.
Just gonna change
And yeah, this is a
Arcwing
broken
so we
one.
can see it from above.
And that's also why I gone on to Arcwing, so we can look at that from above. Also
So-
today, Aura looked into Nev's set if it's empty or not, and I was just, I mean, what did we expect? Of course it's empty.
So yeah, you can see there's definitely stuff going on here. This tower is destroyed. And it looks like they've been harvesting stuff from it. So whether or not this is the corpus is doing, or they're getting the temple flesh from elsewhere, I'm not sure.
No, I think they will, they harvest the flesh from here.
Mhm.
Because why not use a sword that's really close to you? But I think they are not the cause of the destruction. I think what actually happens is likely that it was a first try of the Solaris to get the tower running, and you know it didn't work out.
That is possible. It could also simply just have fallen into the climate.
Could
And
also just be that, but yep, we have
big orb is walking towards us. I noticed the other day that this guy had a weird, like, there it is,
there we go.
a weird
Seems-
aura around it.
Seems to be being put up by the thingy though.
Yeah, now it has like jets coming out of the sides. Oh, moo, you're too close.
Didn't know they can shoot up.
Of course they can shoot us. Of course they would protect against. Like the what is it called? The sentient or the Eidolon can also shoot up.
Yes,
Not as
but
well.
it only needed below it, so. But yeah, we have a broken tower. Of, I mean, it looks like it exploded. To me, at least. Like, more like built up too much pressure from however they work, and ripped open.
I found the poop.
Yay!
I think we can start the tracking process now.
Just one moment before we start. First I come to you, then I want to show the tower locations.
I mean, you can see them on the map.
Yeah, I want to show them on the map. You know, for the stream.
The golden thingies here.
Like we have it, here's a broken one we just showed. Then we have one up here, and where's the last one up here. Those are the three that are dormant, and in the middle we have the activated by Fortuna, close by to Fortuna too. I don't know which one Nev wanted to activate though.
I'm not sure. It might have been the one that is destroyed.
Nah.
I do believe that they were talking about the... what is it called? The Temple of Prophet in that connection, but I can't remember. It was one of the ones that was near a base, so it could also be down by the enrichment labs. Like on the opposite side of the Aster crater.
I think it was that one because I found the thing we had to hack, or all of the dormant ones have it. But there's none of those around that one we just found.
Okay, it's coming from wind direction, so I'd say we hide on this cliff here, so we have a good look.
Yep.
Now, ready your drink. A brindle Kubradon.
Okay,
and quite a
I
hardy
have
specimen
seen
at
it
that.
apparently.
Wonderful.
I don't see it though. Oh, there it is.
Where that
Marked
marked
it.
is?
A mangy female.
Hardy specimen at that. Wonderful.
Alright, so we need 2 more brindles, 1 Valis, or an Incarnadine.
Actually only need...
Good friend. Quite a handful.
Yep. Yep.
I can numbers.
1.
Yes. 1 and then another 1, or 1 or 1.
I do hope we get a little bit more lore for the towers. It would be nice. Because I just introduced them and I would really like to know a little bit more about them.
It was not the rifle. Give me the rifle.
Toots and Moosey.
Okay, where's the poop? Oh, there's the poop. Who's standing on the poop?
I'm standing
I
next to
see
the
you.
group.
The beam thing and the charge thing has a fairly wide AoE, so that is nice. It isn't huge, but it's fairly significant. Like, you can shoot into a group. It also seems to have punch through. I don't know how much. I have not really looked at if there was a punch through stat, but it was just from playing with it. Where did it go?
Yeah.
Oh, there it is. Make a weird turn. There it is. Alright. Also notice, Mo doesn't have a Coprodon lure. Mo mentioned it
Not yet.
yesterday, but on my stream. So you can do this multiple people, and also if someone has a lure you don't have, you can benefit from their lure.
Yep.
Alright, let's see. It's coming from down there. I would say we should hide over there. It's not ideal with the wind direction, but I hope it works.
Just depends if I can
I'm
sleep them quickly.
I missed it.
Stay downwind and hidden until you have a clear shot with your tranquilizer.
I don't see it. Oh, there it is.
This old
It's
fella.
running.
I've encountered a few of these, but never outside the palace. As such,
Don't know how that noticed us.
The Vallis Kuberdon. Our little planet's contribution
Got them.
to the genetic diversity
Nice.
of the origin system.
And it's a Valis, so that means we're done.
Not really.
Thing these days.
We should. We got 3 perfect and then 3,000. That should be 9,000.
Yep. Just, you know, I didn't know how much a good one would need, so.
Well, I did. A female with big eyes. So that should be your
Going to take good care
your
of you.
9,000 you need to rank up, right?
Yep.
Alright, so
Let's go back to Fortuna.
yep. And I just want to say here, we are about to approach the spoiler warning point, because there is some additional content that you discover upon reaching max rank. So if you do not want to know what that is before you find out for yourself, this is the time when you should look away. If you don't care, if you've already seen it, stick around and you will see it in a moment. I've already unlocked it, but I've purposely not shown anything. But Mo is about to
But
find out.
before we go in, hold open the gate. I want to try it out. You know what I want to try out.
Yeah, I know what you want to try out. We tested that this works. Oh,
Yep,
no. Too
this
late.
was.
So I think you need to do a forward flip.
Yeah, I need to. What?
Elegant dismount. Ah.
That was good. It's also the perfect entrance to every fight.
Yeah, it is definitely something that will put your
I mean,
enemies
into-
on the edge.
I mean, it will put them into fear because, okay, they're so crazy, I don't know what they do next. Okay. Survival understanding. Next level. Oh. I totally forgot something.
Oh?
Let's sell some mods.
Oh, you don't have the credits?
Yeah, I don't have the credit. I totally forgot that it costs 2,000.
You should also have some blueprints you could sell, maybe some Some Oberon blueprints. I
Let's
know
see.
you've at least gotten a few of those.
Yeah, you should have a few of those. Actually I don't. I only have 2.
Don't talk to me till it's done. Credits for dishonest work. Keep your voice down. I gotta cover
I think it's best to do mods.
As long as you have enough.
Yeah.
Yeah, Moo has been using too much money.
I saved lives.
Yes, but you should keep some money as well.
Status check on coolant flow. And mind it doesn't off gas. Oi, I got work if you can keep your mouth shut.
How's it looking?
I don't need that many more. I have 121 pistol gambit.
All outbound rail tractors. Don't talk to me till it's
Yeah,
done.
you get a few.
Credits for dishonest work. And keep your voice down. I got a cover to maintain.
I have 169,900 credits, what I would get if I sell right now. I'm just trying to get the 200,000 from
Manifest checks out.
mods alone, so
Today's your lucky day.
that I then still have enough for other stuff.
Mm-hmm.
106 vitality.
But if you get rid
There we
of
go.
all your vitalities, then what will you trade, Papa?
I kept 6. Even before Papa said that, because, you know, this was a usually trade, so I can't sell all of them. Okay, train number 2.
Again, spoiler alert.
Yep. Old maid. Achievement core base, I can click continue.
Don't bother me now. Talk to your supervisor.
Yeah, when you do that, get this one, because it's worth 130,000.
And for the sake of my stream, this one is the Captura.
Or Palestine.
Yeah, because you can get it when you reach the last standing. And the closest thing is 20,000. This is 130,000. Get it. So you
Yep.
don't have to farm up that standing.
Before they take it out again.
Well, they did the same with the Austrians, so it might be intentional.
Just
I
get it
don't
before
think
they
so,
might
but
die,
maybe.
before they might change their mind. Whee!
Throwers to all outbound
So,
rail tractors.
someone did it.
Talk to me till it's done.
Yep.
Talk to her.
Credits for dishonest work. And keep your voice down. I got a cover to maintain.
Okay. Oh, okay. That's yes. I was kind of I waited for her helmet to go open, and I didn't even see the face and the matter. Okay.
For the sake of my stream.
The most valuable person in your squad ain't the crack shot. It's the kid who keeps your spirits up. That's Legs. The rhyming's a bit much, but can that little mucker make me hoot?
Okay. How does that work?
I don't know.
Better question, do I want to know how that works?
So, surprise!
Yes.
Also,
Uh,
all the other characters here.
did you, watch no. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles?
Yes, I know which character you're talking about. The brain in the stomach guy.
Yeah, that's kinda, that
that-
just reminded me of that.
Yeah, that's more like a robot body, though.
Yeah, but,
Well, this is technically true, I guess. But yeah, they're a little special. So there's some different characters to find here. We also have Legs.
Well, I do delight at the sight of my favourite. How are you, friend?
I do delight at the sight of my favorite.
I think that went well.
Well, how about Smokefinger?
Ah, yes, yes. Wonderful,
It's like a little gnome.
wonderful.
Also, all of these characters give you a lot more backstory, both about themselves as well about other of the what is it called, the Solaris crew. So you get a lot more information.
honestly, I liked them more before.
Ah,
I prefer not to talk about myself. An old habit from another time.
I had to robot
You
out.
understand?
this has a big nose.
I'll be here when next you return.
Hi, Tika.
Stardust, let's you and me talk about what I can do for you. Then I've got to run a few nutrient canisters to little old Smokefinger. I swear if I didn't make him intake once a cycle, he'd spend all week just staring at rocks.
I honestly
I'll be here.
am not really happy about this.
Ah,
It feels just
it takes a little to get used to.
Chatham was right about you, friend. I wish it wasn't. Could turn it off. Grab me some
I love you
peace.
too, dude.
But no. Chatter is
It
always
just
right. You are
has so
welcome.
many
Chatter
implications.
keeps on talking.
I don't want to get into too much detail on stream on it, but it just feels not the whole head robot thing, but just everything that is also included with it, like, you know, the implications of meeting them finally face to face and such. Also, I don't really like that actually Biz has a big nose, because that's
Why not? Some people have big noses.
yes, some people have big noses. Some people address other people to always have big noses. That also
Yes, but that doesn't change the
certain
fact that some
business.
people have big noses.
yes, I just don't like that. You know, it's just. I mean, if they taken any other character, I would be happier with it. Let's put it that way.
Why? This has nothing to do with any of the stereotypical crap.
It's business.
Yes, he's the business because he gets things done. He does animal conservation.
Yeah, but
He does fishing. It has nothing to do with the stereotypical crap.
yes, but you know how people are.
Yes, but I don't
And-
see your problem with it.
My problem is with how other people will interpret it.
Well, I'm not interpreting it as you're interpreting it. Like, the way I see it, some people have big noses. The fact that one person has a big nose does not suddenly make it a stereotype.
It's just the whole package. That's
But the
concerning
package
the
does
other
not fit!
No, people make it fit. But let's talk about something else because this conversation
I'm going
won't
into
go
the
anywhere.
valleys.
Yes. Bounties or
Blue?
Hmm?
Blue? We can do more... What is it called? Conservation.
then I switch to Helios so Mercy won't get caught.
Good idea.
And also switching to my own K5.
Also, if you're wondering why my Helios is such weird colors, it's because if you notice on the side, conservation emblem. It's because I made a conservation variant of Helios for the sake of scanning our catches.
That's definitely a graphic glitch.
I think we go to this one first. There it is. Secret poop.
More Corpodon.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
You still need that incarnadine.
Scan. Fresh too. This is your chance to lure them in.
It's one of the weird ones. Or is it? I heard you. Where are you? Okay.
What?
Look where it is. Look where I'm getting shot from. Yeah, this is not bugged at all. Leave the area. Leave the area.
I just want to find this thingy.
Leave the area.
And we abandon the track or what?
We are trying to get the thing we can't kill to go away. Because otherwise we have to abandon the trail.
Yes, but you know, we have to start over the entire trail now. Because I definitely won't find it again. Because I just wanted to get to the end of the trail, because then we have a nice mark and can then leave everything still.
Got it. I couldn't remember where the trail was. I said I could remember where the trail was. It sounds like
Okay,
it's coming from this side.
It's interesting. You've managed to attract a
Ready?
Kubradon, the apex predator of the Venusian plains. These massively framed beasts often travel in groups, claiming the whole of the Vallis as their domain. Needless to say, be careful. Especially
Oh, there it
when
is.
gets dark. Now, we wait for the animal to approach.
I mean, they are already tranked.
And quite a hardy specimen at that.
Yes, because we have to get even more.
A reasonably common
What
variant
is it
of
called?
the apex predator, distilled
Even
from
more
its purest
dialogue.
form.
Okay. Ow. Fuck it. Don't sneeze and drive.
Nope, that's not good.
I'm not exactly sure where it was. I think I see it. Oh.
Yeah, that. Okay.
Okay.
Move.
Okay. My ability doesn't work again.
Scan. Fresh tool. This is your chance to
There's some bugs. For some reason, when you're doing conservation, all of a sudden you won't be able to use your abilities, which is kind of detrimental if you are, for instance, trying to run Equinox or Ivara. This is also a reason why I do the thing and Moo does the other thing. Because at the moment, I cannot use my abilities anymore. I can't go into operator anymore, so...
I never had that problem though.
Well, you also don't really run the lure thingy. And it can
you know,
also be a host thingy.
Also, when I was hosting my own thing and
Yeah, but it
used
doesn't
the
happen
lure,
very often. But it happens often enough that I have had it several times.
like I never had it.
It doesn't happen very often.
You know how many flows I got?
It doesn't happen very often. Also, because of that, I completely missed where they came from. I think they're coming from wind direction, but I have no idea anymore.
First of all, I killed the corpus here.
What are you doing?
There was something that looked like there would be a drop.
We also have a cave here we need to explore afterwards.
Okay.
Just a bit.
Things coming from there.
Sounded the other direction, that's not good. Oh, there it is.
This old fellow. I've encountered a few.
Valis.
Never outside Valis. As such, unimaginatively, I've named
A
them
muscular female.
Valis Kubradon. Our little planet's contribution to the genetic diversity of the origin system. Spectacular. And with enough mandibular strength to snap your femur clean in half, headed a mile.
I mean, did you have it only with Garuda or with other frames too?
I cannot remember.
Because it could be a Garuda specific thing, maybe. That's a new frame, so.
Though I don't see why she would be different in that regard. Like her abilities does not really, they're not really different to any other abilities.
I don't know.
Not a
Like
very
I said,
large cave, but it is a cave. Let's mine it. Shiny!
like I said, I never had it with Equinox and I ran a lot of...
Yeah, but it might be a group thing. Most of the time when you've run it solo. And it might also be a host thing. I've had it at least 3 times and I think also more than 3.
Where I got it from mostly is from getting off K-Drive.
Sorry. At least you don't spoil other people's mining that way anymore.
Yep.
Okay, where are we going next? I would
Where
like to
Papa
get
leads.
an Incarnadine. Next one is going to be by Spaceport. So, you know. Gotta make that. Doo-doo-doo-doo. Ow. Okay, where poop? Where poop? Where poop? Poop should be down here, poop is here.
A tuft of fur. There'll be creatures nearby.
Oh, I see thingies. Corpus incoming. There's the thingy. Going for the corpus. Alright. Okay, coming from that direction, that is not ideal. I would say let's hide as far up there as we can. And then try to approach instead. Because they're coming exactly from the direction that would give us away.
Ready your trick.
Oh, I think I see it already.
Yep.
Oh, it's running. Yeah, it smelled us right away.
Yep.
Cracked footpads. Mail.
Still a good one.
I still think that their... what is it called? Their weights is wrong. Because... like, this guy with all the muscles and stuff, I do not believe that it weighs under 30 kilograms. And a bowler roller that is basically armored, I don't believe that that weighs so little either, but...
And, oh, I see this one needs medical attention, and soon. You got them to me just in time.
Alright.
I'll see to this immediately.
I mean, 20 kilograms is a lot. Probably
really.
weighs 1 or 2.
One of that.
But weighs 1 kilogram. That's fun. And all of it is blue.
Moves and suits.
Yes.
Ow! That rock came out of nowhere. Ow!
Stupid rock running into you.
It came over the hill. Reminds me of... do you know DARPA?
No.
It's... I think it's part of the US military, but they do... what is it called? Like...
DARPA.
Yeah, competitions to try to... like, for instance, get automatic cars and that kind of weird stuff. Well, there was one year where a Danish team participated, and they lost because they could no longer compete. And the reason they could no longer compete is because the car experienced a weird bug where the car was like on the road and it saw a wall in front of it, and in the car's mind the wall was coming towards the car while the car was standing still, except the car was not standing still, the car was driving forward, but the car was convinced that it was standing still.
Footsteps.
So the car didn't know what to do, so the car just tried to continue to stand still, but this did not make any sense. The wall kept coming at it, and the car could not do anything until suddenly... and there goes the entire sensor array. Oh, that is the right one I have. Oh yeah, that's right. I also can't reload my weapons right now. What I did there was I shot one of the spiders and then I used the charge from that spider to kill the other two with a charge shot. That's probably my best use of the weapon yet. Kill spiders. Okay, it's coming from that direction it sounds like, so I'd say we should hide up there.
We should probably hide from the other side because wind is going there.
Well, the wind is going in that direction, so we should hide in that direction to avoid being seen. Of course, there's no guarantee, but...
Stay downwind and hidden until you have a clear shot. Tranquilize.
Already spawned.
A brindle Kubradon. And
Didn't even get my scanner out.
Wonderful.
I'm just a brother anyway.
Prefers high places, which is fitting considering it's in the
Home
mountains.
is threatened. It possesses the means to defend. They don't even like how it tastes.
Alright, let's see what we know how we're doing. I have 9,500.
Only 500. But let's do until your standing is full too, and then we can go back.
I think I need 5,500. Are you sure you only need that? Or you need that much?
I need 9,500. I have 9,500, I need 10,000.
So you need 500.
Yes, 500.
Okay, I need 5,500. I heard 5,500 and that's why I got confused. Oops. We're up by the orb again, unless we want to grab one of the others. Personally, I feel like we shouldn't let ourselves be deterred, because there's an asshole orb.
I don't like orb.
I don't like orb either, but like, just because there is an orb in there, the animals should still be saved.
I did wonder why everyone has that case there though.
Why? What?
You know, everyone in Fortuna. Why they all have a case there and why also Lex has a robot head.
Yeah, I was wondering that as well. And that is where, like, Yudiko, like, when I ranked up, she opened her casing, and I was like, okay, this just got a little creepy. I was like, but I can't tell more because that would spoil things. Uh-oh. 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 Orb is coming by the way.
Let us do the track. Where's Papa?
I'm over here. Be careful you don't run into orb though.
I see orb.
Yep. Okay. What are we scanning, Helios?
Maybe orb.
Well, I think it's Corpus.
You can scan orb though.
Oh, I can reload again. I've got my abilities back. Let me quickly pull health out of my ass. Yeah, you can scan the orb. I have scanned them before, but I might still have more scans to do, so... Whoop.
I can't scan your K-drive though.
Poop.
Scat. Fresh.
Squeaky orb.
This is your chance to lure them in.
That was a short trek.
Yeah, it's one of the nice ones, which is good considering you have to wait for the orb. Okay, not ideal. It's coming from that direction, it sounds like, so we should hide out somewhere over there.
I would say might be best up here.
Sure. I'm not sure I can make it all the way there, but if you can keep an eye out, I can move.
I'll keep an eye out.
Ready your trick. And wait.
Already got it?
Yep, got it already. Another bundle.
Lethargy.
Misunderstood. They are no more savage than anything else. When home is threatened, it possesses the means to defend. They don't even like how we taste.
Alright. Okay. We have one over there. The orb might be there though, but if we're quick we might be able to get it before the orb arrives.
I don't have a thingy though.
Disappeared. There's some bugs with the waypoints. They go away for no reason. All right. Also, supposedly the Eximus variants of the enemy should now also drop pick, by the way. Not that it really matters, considering I don't think there is an Eximus variant of the one, at least in the valleys. It might not be all of them. Okay, so it should be here somewhere.
Means this one.
Here it is. Oop. Run. Here it is. The wind direction is really weird. Like, if you look at the plants here, you would see it coming like where I'm facing, but on my arms you can clearly see that it's going to the side. So I think they need to work a little on their wind direction.
I mean, at least the snow seems to be in the right wind direction now.
It's coming from wind direction, so there shouldn't be a problem. So I would say somewhere where we have a good view. Yeah,
Some like here.
that sounds like a good idea.
But wait a moment.
Let me know when.
Okay, I just thought I heard corpus.
There's the orb coming towards us, but not close enough yet. But
And not the orb, just corpus.
are we ready
guys.
though? Because he is getting closer.
Yes, yes.
Now, ready your trick.
Oh, there he is. Good timing, because the orb is coming up behind us. Constipated.
And quite a hearty specimen.
Poopy. Okay, next one is on the opposite side. I would not go over that cliff because that's where he's coming. I would go around a long way.
I live on the edge. Until I need a revive.
Okay.
Interesting. My board is stuck and I get the maximum speed animation and sounds. Totally not bugged.
Okay. It has pooped inside the path here. This is definitely one I haven't had before. Alright. Sure.
There's a thingy coming up.
Alright, let's see. Okay, it's coming from wind direction, so let's say we should hide up here where we have a good view.
It
Already?
looks like they come from the temple though.
Yeah, pretty much. That's what I said. They come from the wind direction, so we should hide here where we can see.
Yep. Yep.
Oh, I see it.
For the animal to approach.
It's behind the hill, though. Be careful moving behind it, because... And don't hit it. And I just slammed the ground. Yeah, also me not hit it, please.
As soon as they are
What skill have you?
tranquilized,
Common variant of the apex predator.
they are invulnerable.
Purest form.
Yeah, but if I jump over you just before you do something, then it won't go well. Also, I think that was everything.
Yep.
Because
Let's
I only
return to
got
Fortuna.
500 from that one.
Let's
14.
return
Yeah,
to Fortuna.
let me just double check. 14,000. And 14,000. For some reason this doesn't update, so you have to double check. Not bugged. Okay. Yeah, we've been trying to get incarnadines because I'm still missing one. I messed up and lost one. Because I really want to do the hunts proper. Like, I don't really like using Equinox or Ivara. So I really like to use the tranq rifle, but it's not reliable. Like with the Copperidons you need to hit them twice. Which is fine, but the thing is, like, you have to be a certain distance away from them in order for them not to hear the shot. But half the time they hear the shot anyway. I don't know why. I also tried going as Banshee, like just so I could use the tranq rifle and have it be muted, but that didn't seem to work either. I can also faceplant.
No, that's good.
Your current Helios coloration looks pretty much exactly like my original one. Alright, so as you get tags, you can go to this and you can trade them in for plushies, basically, or floofs.
I've trained many. None possess Little Duck's aptitude for spycraft. But we differed in philosophy. That ultimately was our end. I don't regret much, but I regret that. I do regret that.
So, trade tags. And in here you can see missing one incarnadine tag to get one, but can buy others. So every 5 you can get a floof. And tags do adhere to boosters, so if you got a resource booster, then hunting gives you double.
Yep.
But don't have a resource booster, so hunting don't give us, or don't give me at least double.
As you were. Eyes open and face to the wind, friend.
Godly doggy. People have weird names. People have weird names.
The business. Good man. Always has been. Deserves a better protege than that little duck. Swanning off, breaking his heart. Man should find himself a wife, don't you think? Anyway, store's open.
Okay, so Suit does not like Little Duck.
Shadow is happy to see me.
Yep.
Go away.
Go away. I love the ads up there, I noticed that. And woo! I did actually make myself a kit gun. I had some standing left over, so I used it and created kit gun is spelled with a K. This here, which is made with the Gaze, Slap Needle and Ramble. So the Gaze is the beam head, the Ramble is the hand that gives +1 fire rate and range, -1 damage. There's one that gives +2, and there's also one that does the reverse, or 2 that does the reverse. And then the Slap Needle is a quick loader, which is the first level of like quicker loaders. There is another one, and then with a favor on critical over status, but because it's a beam weapon, it's still gonna have pretty good status. But I haven't gilded it yet because I cannot think of a good name. And in the background, I just have Suit shouting guns, 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 guns. Mo's all quiet. Mo? Mo?
So Little Duck doesn't show us a face.
Little Duck is not like the others. She has not traded in her body, basically.
I mean, she also has one of those cases.
No, I think it's more like body armor. If you look at it, it's not a what is it called, a casing? It's just body-shaped plating. So yeah, I haven't figured out a good name for this kit gun yet, and that's why I haven't continued with it. I have decided on 4 different builds. Hi there, welcome. So, yeah. I have 4 different guns in mind, but I missed the names. Need to figure that out because I do want to get the kit guns made so I can play with them.
I like the children in the walls. Chatter makes requests, and the children bring me parts. Parts make guns. At night, the children perform music in the walls. Chatter sings, and I sleep.
Ah. Suit likes the children in the walls because Chatter requests parts and the kids bring their parts and parts make guns. And then at night they play music and Chatter sings, so Suit sleeps. But yeah, I have a build for each of them. The only thing is I really want to know how this one works. But I need a gilded kit gun to do it.
Another thing. Lex got even more annoying.
No, he's not. He's good.
He's more annoying than before.
He's good. I like Lex. But yeah, this one basically, it makes your gun recharges ammunition, and I really want to know how that works. Yeah, a little bit.
Sure you don't want... I'm asking. Are you? Forget it.
So,
That'll work.
Gaze, Ramble.
And making sure I never get any mucking sleep. I like Goldfinger.
So this is the kit gun. You can see the stats there once it has been gilded. So it has 32% base critical and 21% status. That is the same as the Adamus, which seems to apply status pretty good. So I think it will be a good gun. Let me get my other builds real quick. Alright, so my other builds that I have planned is the Catchmoan. That is... It's kind of like a shotgun, but more like the Arcaplasmo in that it shoots one single very, very large projectile. And then I am using the Flutterfire. This one.
Great. Top choice.
Woohoo! So,
Shove over, let me get this done.
So this shoots one big projectile that has punch through and can hit a bunch of targets. So that's quite nice, which is why I want to focus so much on status, because it basically becomes a, at least in my mind, a better version of the Detron. The Detron has radiation, which you can't really do a whole lot with. This, on the other hand, starts with heat, mainly, which means that you can make that into whatever you want. You can make it into radiation, you can make it into gas, so you have more options. Then there's my next one, perhaps the most interesting. Here we use the Love tab instead, and then we have the, let's see, I use the Zip Needle. So that is my Tomb Finger build. The Tomb Finger shoots a single bullet, so yeah, semi-automatic, single bullet, high damage. So what I was thinking there is, well, I could try to make a replica of the Euphona, for instance, but that would just be a crappy version of the Euphona, so why not do something different? So what I thought was make a gunslinger one, basically. So we have a 2.5 fire rate semi-automatic pistol with a 0.9 second reload because of the quick loader, with a focus on critical because it is a semi-automatic, so it is going to benefit a little bit more from critical because of the slower shots. And then we finally have the Rattle Guts.
Why not?
Where I also used the Rambler. I quite like the Rambler grip, both for the looks of it. I like the top loader, But also it's just nice. It shoots faster. It sacrifices a little damage. The love tap is the other way around. It gets a little more damage, but at the cost of what is it called? Speed. So you can see here 2.5. If I put on Ramble, it would be 3.67. I'm tempted to do that, but I like the love tap for the name, and also I think 3.67 is a little faster than I can realistically shoot, so it shows not to do that. So for this one, Rattle Gust, and then a Swift Fire. So this here. So it's an automatic gun, which means that it shoots a lot of bullets, and because of that, well, we are favoring status, because status is nice. And, well, this has a bunch of, like, mix of different things, so the idea is basically there to try to apply many statuses. Yeah, a little bit. That's kind of what I like about these weapons, is that, like, it's very obvious that the kit guns are made from, like, repurposed tools, basically. Like, the laser gun is probably like a plasma cutter. This one is probably a needle gun, that sort of thing. And I really like that tool look to it. So, yeah. But those, for now I've only made one of them just because I haven't had the standing for it before, but I do now, so I'll probably make the others. The only thing is I would like, before I do it, to know how the PAX charge works. Because if I want to use the PAX charge, which loader I'm using depends on how this is working. Like, will it reload what you have in your clip? Or will it only work on your total magazine supply, or will it completely remove your ammunition so you don't need to reload anymore? I don't think so. I think it will work more like what is it called? Work more similar to a an arc gun. But the question is how it works with your magazine versus your ammo, like ammo max.
Fine. Next. If it's not someone living in my ears, it's someone standing in my way. Will I ever have peace? I don't think Yoko likes you.
What is Moo doing?
He was talking to people.
All night making this crap for you ingrates. Buy something so I can get some sleep. Kit guns. Get master-crafted kit guns. Better than you ding-dongs deserve. Kit guns.
But yeah, all the kit guns consist of the chamber, the loader, and the grip. The grip makes the basic composition, damage versus speed. +1, -1, +2, -2. Speed is fire rate and range. Range, of course, only applies to beam weapons. So since I used the Ramble for the gaze, it actually gets like, I tested it with the gaze and the Ramble grip. The range of it without needing any mod for it is 38 meters. It's right on 38 where it fails to hit, and that's like far enough that you don't actually need a like one of the usual mods that you would put on all beam weapons, because that's actually enough to reach anything you would.
So Smokefinger wants to make a geologist out of Lex, but Lex doesn't know what Smokefinger wants from him.
Also, Smokefinger is leaving sheet music in the vents to try to teach the vent kids proper music taste, but they don't know what the hell a sonata is or a mandachord, so they don't know what he's on about.
Also, Ticker's mom killed herself at 12.
Oh,
Like, I talked to Ticker again, and their words were that the void will take her.
yeah, that's the one that I told you about. Yeah, she
Yeah, and
come
it's-
home
it-
before
it's
12.
it's not people who took them, because she then says she found her mother dead.
Mhm.
So, she killed herself at 12.
Mhm.
Couldn't take it anymore.
Yep, and she came home 2 minutes too late. But yeah, there's some sad stories.
Technology and mineralogy. Pursuits to make a person very wealthy indeed. Wealth of intellect and of pocket. Treasures of curiosity. Treasures of coin. The music of the Vent Children, Skeg they call it, is a self-evolved musical form unrestrained by conventional rules of composition. Utilizing improvised instruments, the Vents themselves become part drum, part valve, part echo chamber, playing a vital role in the creation of this entirely original acousmatic experience, and making sure I never get any mucking sleep.
So it sounds like Smokefinger admires their creation of the music, but he would like to get some sleep at some point.
And like, how Smokefinger talks like phrasing something and then and apparently Zoot always shared her view with her sisters, so they were all more or less one person.
Well, they shared what is called a sensorium, as I talked about.
Yep.
So I don't think they were one person.
Yeah, how I see it, they were more or less one person, as in you have different thought patterns, but everyone sees more or less everything at the same time, so they all share the same experiences. Even though they still have their own thoughts, but I would guess that the thoughts are also shared. So it's
Well,
like
they have their own body, they have their own thoughts, but they share sensation and feeling.
I would say they probably also shared thoughts, so they only had their own bodies.
That's part
but
of
the rest-
sensation and feeling.
Yeah, that's what I mean. They have had their own bodies, but everything else of more or less everything shared. So, and if you share something long enough, you will. They more or less were one person. Like everything, you would
No,
talk
they
to
weren't
3
one
people.
person.
All right, you pods. Kick those
You would
blasters
more or less
plasma
talk to 3 different bodies
horrible things to horrible people.
and might get
I
different
feel like
answers, but
an engineer.
they were always more or less
I'm here selling
so shared that they were more or less nearly the same.
They were closer than you can possibly be. But the way that I see it is basically that Suit and her sisters were basically what you see in DS9 with the changelings, the Great Link. A
Yeah.
total sharing of feeling and sensation, idea, and whatever it is they call it.
The thing there is, Zoot isn't even aware she had sisters. Like in the Great Link, they are aware that they are different individuals,
I was
But
not
if you
done
listen,
talking.
I just wanted to point that out. That she doesn't even know she had sisters. Which is a different thing, again.
I'm not. I have not seen any indication of that claim.
Kick guns.
I
Get your kick
talked to her and I think in this thing where Smokefinger claims to know her sisters, she says, I think, that she doesn't have sisters. Like, she never had sisters.
Yeah, I have not seen that.
Yes, yes. All hail the conquering hero. Must we go through this every time? You were right. I was wrong. The Outworlder is amazing. Zip it. How may I assist?
Oh,
Yes, yes.
Shadow thinks the Outworld is amazing.
Yep.
I think we should do something though.
Yep.
So
I don't care about the badge. It's not right, but they're not getting away with it.
more coming.
Yep, in a moment.
Get back to work, you muggers.
Hey, you, come here. Up natural, I've got work.
No, of
Liz
course
and I
now I
go back a long
can't
way.
get it.
Work
Maybe
for
if
the
I stop the
business,
smoke
there'd
thing
be no
again
Solaris
and then
you.
to her.
I don't think there's
call
a.
his friends. He's Solaris, but he ain't from here. He helps Fortuna, but he's not one of us. Never chose to be. Strange bird, our Biz. I do wonder how he got that accent.
Let me just try one last time. There we go. Knew our sisters, he says. We did not have sisters. So, you know, we did not have sisters. That indicates to me that she never were aware of her sisters. Like, they... In the Great Link, like I said, to have this, they are all aware that they are individual things, but she never even...
No, they're not. It's different in the Great Link as what is it called? The female changeling, as she's referred to in the series, says when they join together and when they separate. When they join together, the drop becomes the ocean, and when they separate, the ocean becomes the drop. There is not many. When they are together, they are one. So there is simultaneously many and only one. It depends on how you look at it. And that's the way I see here, that it is very possible that she's not aware of the existence of her sisters, but it's also possible that her perception of them is different, so that she doesn't see them as a separate part, but as an integral part of herself because of the shared sensorium.
I mean, it depends how you
Essentially-
see stuff.
Essentially, she sees herself as the ocean with her sisters, and therefore she does not perceive the single drop.
Well, the ocean is gone, you know.
Yes, the ocean is gone, and that broke her, basically.
I mean, it could also be trauma from the
Like
sudden.
if you are a drop of water, if you are in a big tub of water, you still perceive yourself as part of this water. But if you are suddenly just yourself, would you still perceive yourself as being part of the whole, even though the whole is now much smaller?
The thing I want to say is this could also be that the trauma of losing her sisters could have triggered, tried to, wipe that out because it's too hurtful.
Just here in the chat. I don't know what you guys are talking about, but I've never been so interested in my life.
Wonderful.
What we're talking about, just to summarize, is we have our good friend down here who is Rude Suit, who she's kinda has multiple personality disorder. I would describe it as, I don't know, it's precisely the same as what you have with other people, but she has multiple personalities, multiple voices that are talking to her. And before she became like she is now, she had sisters, as referenced by the other characters in Fortuna, and they share the same sorium. And what we're talking about is how they were related to each other, how they perceived each other, and I am trying to understand Sud in the connection of DS9's changelings, where they share a similar connection of mind and body that could be called a sensorium, called the Great Link. So that is what I am referencing there.
And I'm going more of intelligence or artificial intelligence approach because it's my usual thing to do. Because I'm very interested in them and work a lot with them, so it's very much colored from that direction.
Yeah, but how would they be killed? How would they be killed?
Be killed.
Artificial intelligences.
Pull the plug.
Yes.
Delete the file.
It would need a little bit more than just pulling a plug. It's possible, of course.
No, the thing here is, they aren't artificial intelligences, they were organic intelligences that shared the same sensory input. But in a similar approach is if you had, for example, an artificial intelligence as a whole is more or less a network they work with. That's the brain. And you can have 3 brains, more or less 3 networks, that work together to get to one thing. And when you take 2 away, like, you can delete the networks and they are gone, you can still input the same, of course, but it will never get the same output again because, there are just parts missing of the whole, because they became one.
Yeah,
they became more or less one thing.
That's why I see it a little different. Like, the way I understand it is that there is multiple people, but they're sharing a mind space that is made up of their combined perceptions.
I think what we probably talk is the same thing, but just different approaches.
Yeah, that's what I think, but they're not entirely the same, but they're still relatable?
To the outside they are the same, more or less, because if I input something and get the output, I don't look at the inside, then they all 3 will look like the same to me because they all output things together.
That's basically what I think also, yes.
And if you then remove something, then the output will of course be different, but you can still not see the thing. And
but that's also why, I think that the sisters might have physically existed, because otherwise I don't think the other characters would have like referenced them as being her sisters, but in Suit's mind space, they might have been so close sensory-wise that she does not perceive that they were a separate entity because they shared this, like, closer than, like, anything bond together. So they were basically one.
I mean,
One
there are
of many.
there are the two things. Like, that could be one thing or the other thing. I mean, sharing these emotions and more or less also, you know, the sensorium will definitely not be shut off when her sisters died. So she more or less felt her sisters dying, and this is definitely the most traumatic thing anyone could ever experience. And
Sorry, kid. Thinking
it
about
could
Sid's
also be that
sisters.
she just
Bad day for
tries
bad
to
memories.
cut out
Enough of
that
that.
she
You're
ever
here for
had
work.
sisters because of that.
That is very
because it would
possible.
then
It could be a blockout
trigger-
situation.
Yeah, because it would then trigger those memories.
Mm-hmm.
So it could be one of two things, yeah. Probably more. You have definitely more than these two explanations, but those are two very... We have two rhinos here that look very much the same. Very red.
Yeah, it happens. It's like the rhino syndrome of Rhino is so buff that people all make him pink. Anyways, Mo, I think we should do something. Do you want to do financial liberation or distract and divert?
Financial liberation.
Green. And remember,
Let's
you
get
never
out
hurt
at
me.
it.
You never
I
hurt
want
Solaris.
to show off Garuda's abilities and stuff. So
Oh no.
I've just learned of a
Yes.
hadlock with a high number
Oh, no.
of Solaris up for repo and brain shelving. We're gonna erase their debt ledgers
Hmm,
and give them
okay.
a second chance.
what is it?
And the thing here glitched last time about...
Debt ledgers are stored on encrypted databanks. We need to find that debt processing center. I've got a coil drive rolling a dodgy looking round. I reckon it might
More coming
know
out?
something. Let's get
Yep.
this thing talking.
But how Zoot works on a psychological viewpoint is that you have at least two personalities. I would say maybe three, because I heard different chatter,
Yeah,
and she
I think
also
there's
referred to...
different chatters.
Also, she referred to multiple, so it might be three or more.
It's gonna see your board. It's gonna see your board.
Hold position. Once the coil drive
Hi.
hits the trap, protect it. Do you see it?
Oh,
It's
it's coming
headed
from up
right
there.
for the trap.
Just for everyone. Yeah, there's a little thing going is that Papa and I hide, and then Papa gets suddenly hungry, and she just gets to this next bag and makes noises. Yep, exactly that. Very sneaky.
Down.
I had to get up to get the snack bag. Put it behind me. Alright,
My
let's get
dad
some mana going.
She definitely seems to be the part where all personalities are active at once and are aware of everything at once. Which is interesting. I don't think that's very common.
So when you do that, Pounds, if they have less than 35% health, they instantly die. But most of the time you either kill them or they have full health, so that's not really a thing. You can also do that. That makes the health thingy. That guy was killed by it. If you kill them, you do get more to your heart. You can see up there. We have damage stored. That damage is increased by people shooting into the... Where the hell are you?
Also, the heart is pounding.
Yep.
You can hear it. You know too well that... Oh no, it came... Garuda came out to Halloween, didn't she? Shortly after. Garuda? Garuda came out shortly after Halloween, didn't she?
Came out after what?
Halloween!
She came out with Fortuna.
Yes, and Fortuna came out shortly after Halloween.
I don't think they planned it like that.
Because she's definitely the Halloween frame.
They started planning Garuda a lot before Halloween.
Yes, but I think that was why they pushed for the start of November. Because she's definitely the Halloween frame.
I think I've pulled something useful from its data maps. Here we go.
No game. Daily limit reached. That's new.
I didn't get that.
Contact our agent. They never came back. Find
Yeah,
out
that's
what-
probably a...
What
okay,
happened here?
we're here
That's the body
apparently.
sparking. That's not everyone. Survivors must have escaped.
You
There's
try
something
to
in the
get
buffer.
them, I
We need to
just...
get it decoded before the device fails. Accessing buffer. Analyzing. Password. No. Buffer. Accessing final transmissions. Come on, final transmissions. I'm in.
Garuda is fun.
Look around. Itinerary,
And icky.
control log coordinates,
Also
reports
icky.
from far. They were jumped by a Corpus patrol. I'm willing to bet they were taken here. This is the place. Find them.
Stop shooting me, please. Ow, 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 ow.
Here come the taxmen.
Kindly stop shooting me.
Also, this is one of those... Must suck being hosting.
Yeah, I can't go through those walls. More can.
Like, dee.
It's cheaty. The problem with Blood Altar, as I see it, is that it gives health according to your missing health. So suppose a percentage of your missing health, which means it gives less and less as you are have less missing. She does have a nice mobility though. We have 21,000 damage stored now. I should use that.
Maybe. You could also store more.
Boo!
I heard that.
Squish.
Wait, wait!
Reckon even Biz would be impressed. Let's put what the survivors know to good use. Listen up. We need a distraction. Get out there, cause trouble, and do it fast.
Okay.
We need to go.
What you're doing, they'll
Yep.
be out. Then
Let's go to
if
central
diminishing
maintenance
returns,
right next to
Time's
us.
short. Go, go, go.
Also, there's chance of raptors there.
Hey.
I really like frames that require or that has some kind of synergy stuff where things get a little more interesting. Hi guys. That's the alternate, by the way. Okay, don't destroy the alarm thingy.
I just remembered, yes, sorry.
I just said it, like more not do it.
I was already attacking! Sorry, I forgot.
Oh.
I'd say you're about half done. Anything less and this op won't be effective.
Don't destroy the alarm thingy.
I remember.
Pupperidge Farm remembers.
Yes.
Just one more. Headshot.
I wish you could hear this. You hit him so fast, they're blaming each other. And one of them let a juicy little tidbit slip. Found it. The final account processing for all no-hopers
Okay,
facing full
we
body
can destroy
refresh.
them.
Find every last file, and I'll make sure their debts are wiped clean.
What is making those weird squeaky sounds? Oh, it's a spider. I don't like those sounds. It sounds creepy. Okay, where did I park my K-Drive? Like, I was very worried for Garuda's ability to keep up, because, like, her shield was originally slowing her down, which would just leave her behind. Her ulta is stationary, so can't really move that. And then you have, like, the other stuff. Bloodletting would take away your health, leaving you very vulnerable. But I think they did good on her revamp.
Yeah, energy is more or less your health, so there's that.
Yeah, at least if you build him with quick thinking, but he's basically made for quick thinking. Also, that thing can just go away. This is a spy mission. You might not see that it is very, very stealthy, but it is very, very stealthy.
Yeah, especially stealthy. We are orc with maximum intimidation stealthy. You did not see me!
Yeah. You did not see Krog!
For everyone who doesn't get the joke, there was one. I only read it on social media, but it just was so good. Like, someone made an orc.
A D&D character, basically.
And the D&D character, an orc thief, and the DM was already okay. Where is this going? Then they put all the points on intimidation, and you had more or less like them yelling at everyone that they didn't see them, and because the intimidation was so high, that of course worked. So they were the most stealthiest because nobody saw them.
No one definitely saw them. No one ever saw them.
You're close to the facility. Security's gonna get thicker. If they smell you, they're gonna purge those databanks. So be quiet.
I am stealthy, Papa.
Maybe stealthy, Papa.
Let's see, how much stealthy explosion do I have saved up? 13,000. Have a stealthy explosion. That is actually stealthy. It doesn't create any sound. Warframe abilities are stealthy.
Good people saved from brain shelving, and some very relieved families in Fortuna. Well done, Sparky.
Yay, we got rid of our pigs. Oh, here's something spawning here. Oh, it's a pond.
Point?
Pond.
Ow. Ow.
That's where Papa was out, Moo was
Ow.
fishing.
Can you stop shooting at me for a second? Did it again.
What?
One of those jumpy bastards jumped on me, but because it couldn't quite get to me, it like just hovered in there and continued doing damage over time until I had no health.
At least you seem to not get the bouncing grenades onto you and then have your screen shaking like hell. That's nice.
Well, that has happened. Not with the screen shake, but it bounced me into the air until I just took off flying. Where did I park my K-drive? Is it right here? Can't see for the night. Is it?
Then right. Aww. Okay, that works too. Stink.
Uh,
Another mission?
Sure. Same one?
Yep. Or do you want go back to Fortuna?
What time is it?
It's 11.
o'clock?
You could also stop here.
We could also do some fishing. Waiting for more to respawn.
If we go fishing, let's go.
Then we should go get some bait.
Yep. Also go in and get rid of the
Time is
art.
I mean, I can just throw the heart. It just got out of warm. Mo doesn't like the squishiness.
I just like everything of it. I don't like everything of it.
Oh. What should we fish?
Fish.
It's cold period at the moment. I'm low on the lace Kugelund again, but it's gonna be a little bit before they actually start showing up, and until then it's just gonna be sap caddies. So I'm
Let's
kind
get
of.
tap caddies.
We could also go to a pond and then do some.
Oh, that's a nice.
Try to go for some tromosons and
Caviar.
stuff.
We could do that too.
Should we bring bait for them or should we not? I don't feel we really need it. But if we want extra tromosons, it might be a good idea.
Yep.
Well, look who it is. Keeping warm, I trust.
Not today's
If you're
special.
heading out, we should have ourselves a talk.
We could of course also go after Cynicist and Caramodes. Mo?
Yep.
I'm asking you a question. We
Yes.
could also go after Cynicids and Caramodes.
I think we had already agreed on doing that until this farm.
No, we're talking about Tromosons.
Then I was on the wrong place. But yeah, we can do that.
Buying a couple of Longwinder baits.
Don't forget the Zip Kitty bait.
It might. Well, that doesn't exist anymore. The question is, if we're going back for Longwinders once it turns towards day or warm time, then we might not want to go into the cave to begin with, but go afterwards. So we could bring some Tromoson bait and see if we can get some out of that.
We could also try the cave close by the lake, so we are close.
We
And to see
could,
if
but I'd
there
rather go
is-
to the other one where we know that it's good.
We could also try that, simply try that out, and see if there is a hotspot spawning. Maybe this one. That would be nice, so we know then if we can go there if we want to go to the lake later.
All right.
We don't have to put bait in there until there is a hotspot spawning, of course.
Well, we shouldn't, because... yeah. Anyways, I bought 2 Caramel, 2 Cynicid, 2 Longwinder, and 2 Tromoson.
Also, that costs standing, so I can't buy anything because I spent. Oh, that reminds me, I should probably put it on. Also, no. Yeah. Cooper on
Oh, you bought the Cooper Run now?
Yep.
Nice.
That's why I can't buy any standing.
Was it? Also
Yep.
buy with standing.
I buy
Not-
standing.
Not buying standing.
I buy standing.
I mean, technically you do buy standing if you buy debt bonds.
Yes, I did that.
Yes, and that's why Mo has no money.
But I have a lot of step bonds. And the good feeling I had people. Which is why I did that. I definitely didn't do it for the dead ones. I just tried to help people even though those people are made up, but you know. Trying to be a good move.
Always a good move. Alright. There we go. Ah, you bastards.
Spiders?
Yes.
Spoeders?
Beetly Spooders.
Beetly Spidey Spoeders.
I'm just gonna take my Arcwing there.
Peppy boppity nom.
Bibbidi bobbidi nom.
Peppity
We're
boppity nom.
going to our favourite pond spot for pond fishing. There's basically 3 different kinds of places where you can fish in the valleys. There's ponds. That was not what I wanted to do. Let's just
Didn't we want to go to caves?
not before we fish the long winders because we can't see daytime, you know?
True. Also, I don't know what those are, and I would like to know what those are.
I don't know what those is.
You know, those
I
cyan,
don't know those.
those cyan thingies. Did the color of the thing change?
No.
Pretty sure it was white before.
Why?
But also, yeah, a perfect corpus parking.
Yeah, they're good at parking. Alright. So what bait do
They
we have now?
They
Let's see.
definitely need more
Troublesome.
puppets in their pilot force because they definitely can't drive sticks.
What?
This is an upgraded speed, by the way, which has a nice ability that you stun fish when you hit the EMP. Like it stuns fish around the target.
Yeah, it makes them almost immobile and also... Oh, Tromason! Tromason, come back, Tromason! I want to catch you. Ah, you bastard. Come back. Bugger.
That fish was in the ship or rock or how you want to see it.
It stuns fish surrounding when you do the EMP pulse, and also those that are stunned has a larger area in which they can be caught with EMP.
Oh, magnificent one.
There you are. I heard you be scanned. All the rare fish only spawn if there is hotspots. They do spawn without bait if there's
That was the
hotspots.
meanest that they ever did.
I don't
Like,
know what that is.
I
You
caught
need to
them.
explain.
I caught... It was a trauma zone. I caught them, I hit them, I really caught them, but while I did so, they despawned. So I didn't get any... Like, I literally hit them and also did the EMP thingy. Like,
have my
you see, they
spear
have sparkles
fly
around them
through,
and are stunned. And we have a much larger thingy, so we can catch them easier too. It was the meanest thing ever. Like, not that they despawned before I could hit them, I literally hit them and got them.
Yeah, come out, come out.
Is it also a quite nice range too? I would say something 5 meters or so.
Something like that. It's hard to really judge. Oh, I think the bait went.
Yep. I also need to use 7 luminous dice. And then I can't ever make or use any luminous dye anymore. Ever.
Ah, bugger. You are in a bad place for fishing. When they're stunned, they kind of backs up, which is a little weird. And the annoying thing is that can actually make them swim into rocks and stuff. So that is one problem, and I think that is a bug. But
also, we are it's in the middle of freezing right now.
yeah, it's my last bait. So once my bait goes, we'll just head to the lake once we want, basically. But yeah, so as I was saying before, the rare fish, which is the Tromason for the ponds, the Longwinder for the lake, and in the caves, the Caramel and Cinethid, they do spawn without bait, but only when there's hotspots around. But still, they are rare spawns, so it is suggested to use bait anyway, unless you don't specifically need them, but just go fishing. I feel, for instance, here you don't technically need the bait for the Tromasons because there's so many hotspots around that there's a good chance that they will show up.
This is a bug.
But in the caves, when you definitely use it.
When you catch fish outside of the area of the luminous dye, they then often get highlighted when you bring them in, like when you catch them, and then they are glowy on your screen. It is definitely a bug.
Okay, I think once... I don't know. I put in one more die, I don't know.
Most bug-free game 2018.
Yeah, no bugs. But yeah, when you're in the lake or when you are here, for instance, in the pond, there's usually so many hotspots around. Like, if I jump up here, you can see there's one there, there's one over there. So there's so many, there's also one there, there's one there. There's so many hotspots that even though the rare spawns are rare, there's still so many spawns that they still show up fairly commonly. So I wouldn't say you need bait for Longwinders or Tromasons, but I've recently used basically all my Tromason stuff or all my Longwinder stuff, so that's why I bought some, so I could replenish it.
Also, that didn't work until a recent hotfix,
no,
because it didn't get any...
No, that was a client thing.
Yes, I mean, that as a client that it didn't work out because you hadn't any hotspots.
That was a different thing.
That at least got fixed.
I'm glad they fixed that now.
Like as a client you just had no hotspot at all, ever. Which made fishing really bad because not that you didn't get any increased fish spawning, you never got any rare spawns.
But to finish my story,
sorry, Papa.
It's okay. There's so many hotspots around in ponds and lakes that you don't really need the bait for the rare fish. So if you're just going fishing, don't bring the bait. But if you need specifically Tromason parts or Longwinder parts, of course bring some bait. It's not very expensive. The bait lasts about 2 minutes, so like in a warm period, for instance, where you're catching longwinders, you have time enough for 2 baits and not really more than that. More than that would be a waste. So that's why I bought 2, because warm period is 4 minutes long. So once we go there, we will be catching longwinders for those 4 minutes, and then we'll change to something else. In the caves there is no timer, which is good because you can't see the time or temperature. They spawn at any time, but also in the caves there is so few of the hotspots that you just want to bring bait for the rare fish there, because otherwise it's going to be a real ass.
Wanna use another die?
Question is if we should move.
We could get some set carries.
I think we should move because we only have 1 full bar before we get to the warm period. Also, when you're cave fishing, what I found best is to go to a cave you know that has hotspots, and then you just sit there and fish until a hotspot shows up. And once it shows up, you bait it, and if your bait runs out if the hotspot is still there, you can bait it again, or you can let it run out and then wait for a new one, whatever you desire. I tend to bait until it goes away, but that also risks wasting some bait.
Also,
again, it's just
they
standing.
don't spawn without hotspots, so don't try.
Yeah, don't bait it unless there is a hotspot. You can see here again, we have 1, 2, 3, 4. I think there might actually be an extra there. We also have one on the opposite side. And there's one over there too, and there's one over there. There's a lot of hotspots. That was still not what I wanted to do.
Extremely rare fish. Except Katie.
Okay, so let's see. Longwinder bait.
You don't need it now.
No, but I want to have it out for when I need it. So I don't accidentally throw something like caramel bait into the water.
Maybe they spawn then.
My guess is no.
Also, you have here the rare fish in food. No, we had the rare rockfish. You can't catch.
But yeah, during the cold periods here you will only see sap caddies. So that's why we're just waiting for warmth to appear, and then we will see Krilla, Echo Winders and Long Winders. Echo Winders is the common one of those, Krillas is the uncommon, and then we have the rare Long Winder, and that's the one we're really after. The others are good too, it's just we bait for the rare one.
I want a boot.
Oh, you just gotta suck at hitting.
I think I decided I suck at hitting.
We are very close to warm now. The cold period is 22 minutes long, the warm period is 4 minutes long, by the way. The warm period will start once it gets to the center of that space there and end on a similar distance on the opposite side. So you can see how long the period is there. Of course, as you see here, there's 1, 2, 3. I think 3, so 6. So it's not exactly the same. These are 2 minutes long. These here we have 6 on a 22 minutes period. So those are not equal length. Oh, the die went.
The die died.
The die has been re-dyed. Revived.
The die has undied.
Oh, we have Echo Binders. We are in 1. Stop being in the rock. Stop being in the rock. There's a long one in the rock.
We have Zepketties too.
Come out. Yeah. Well, they don't go away. They will despawn after a while, but they don't just disappear because the temperature changes. Lowwinder. Sausage.
Also, when you hit more fish, it will reapply the chalk.
Yep, so you can chain it. Sausage!
I vote for calling Longwiners leg sausages.
What sausages?
Leg sausages.
Echo Winders are regular sausages.
Yep.
Leggy sausages. Krillas, if anything, is hammerhead sausages, but that sounds weird. Sausage. I'm being a little skimpy with the spawns right now.
Yeah, we have only 1 hotspot instead of 3.
Well, we have the hotspots. It's random. Oh, Krilla.
Although die went. Bait seems to go too.
Yeah, but I'm waiting for it to go entirely.
Also, moors are good. If you have the chance, make more pet.
Yeah, most
Very good.
Still
Very
rather
good.
bring Papa, but
I bring Lucy.
more is good alternative to Papa when you would otherwise have to bring a Sentinel. Mo has a good reason to bring more.
Moosey is precious.
Mo has Moosey because Mo can't bring Papa. Because it
Papa
wouldn't be
is home.
safe for Papa.
Papa is home, Papa. Always nice to have a Papa waiting for you home.
If you're not familiar with the fishing, if you hold up the spear, aim with it, it will mute other sounds, and it makes it like mute other sounds and then like highlight the fish sounds, so you can use that both to hear that a fish is near as well as hear where it is. Therefore, when you are doing conservation, it's a really good idea to wear a headset, because you can audibly hear where the target is coming from, and in this case where the fish is located or about to spawn from.
I think the problem is all the hotspots are on the other side.
No, we have hotspots right here. Like, there's one right there. And there's also one right there. And there's one right there.
I have a long window.
We're just getting unlucky with the spawns. It just happens sometimes. Bait is about to go.
Round period should also be over soon.
Yeah, but we still have some left. So I think one more bait and then we go to a cave. Oh no, not a bait, one more dye and then we go to a cave.
Sure.
Like, you will have periods where nothing happens and then all of a sudden you have like 8 that spawns all at once. Like, can't give up. Like here, for instance, I had 3 long ones and 2 echo winders just spawn all at once. Oh, and there's another long winder. And a kriller, if I can hit it. Krillers are good too, you need them for the gaze. And you need 40 for the gaze. So, you need a few. Warm is just about to end. So this last spawns for warm. Subcaddies are spawning, we are in cold.
After the cave we say...
Yeah, I think then we should end it off.
Yep.
Past, yeah, that'll fit pretty well with midnight. I bought 4 bait, so we have enough for a few minutes.
Good, good.
Of course we need to wait for hotspots to spawn, but still. I think the die is about to go. And I think it's gone. So should we go to my favorite cave, or do you want to try the other one?
We could go to the other one, to the parrot cave.
I like that cave.
That's a good cave.
The reason I didn't hit that, by the way, is because I let go of the mouse.
It's a good rock.
It's a good rock. So we're going to a cave now that is really nice. It's one I've had quite a bit of luck inside of. Ow. That was something in my way. It's also very easy to find. If you see here, it's right at the center of the map, right in this mountain. So, very, very easy to locate and remember where it is.
Don't have a hotspot though.
Oh, but there should be one arriving eventually. I will kill you with my fishing spear. It's not what I was intending to do, but it'll work.
Can you even damage them with your fishing spear?
I don't think so.
The
So-
Moors maybe.
Right here. And in this cave, it's a quite nice little pond. It's not very huge. But it's shaped like a donut, except there is a little bit of a cliff here that blocks it off, so it is more like a U. But right
An eaten
here,
donut.
right here to the left of where the light comes in, right there, is where the hotspot spawns. So what we do is just toss in some dye, and then we catch some mire winders and scrubbers while we are waiting for a hotspot to show up. Oh, speaking of scrubber. Of course, since we don't have a hotspot at the moment, the regular fish also spawn slower. But they are not why we're here. Also, why do I have 2 health? Why do I have 2 health?
Because nobody healed you?
Well, I do benefit from having 2 health. I like to have a little bit more of a buffer. Meep, meep, meep. Oh, fish spawning. Actually, I'm wondering with the trank rifle if part of the reason why it has failed times where we felt that it shouldn't is that I had damage bonus.
Might be there were some issues with damage bonus that, you know, people accidentally killed animals with by tranquilizing with balls.
Yeah, and they might not have thought of counteracting Garudas. More doing?
Throwing my spear.
Okay.
I'm bored.
Oh.
Oh, so I lost my spear apparently.
Yeah, that happens if you spam it too much. I mean, if you're bored, we can also leave and just fish at another time.
No.
Yes, we can.
No.
Yes, we can.
No.
I'm catching a mole.
Who doesn't want to be catched?
Oh, I wonder. There we go. This is the cave where I went to catch all the caramode and synthetid parts I needed for my my operator armor. It is of course always possible that things might change. I know they did a recent change where they removed some of the cave hotspots from shallow water caves. Oh, we have a hotspot. So you never know when things might change. And speak of the devil, we have caramel spawning now.
Where's that boy? No. It wasn't up that long though.
Did it despawn?
Yep.
Yeah, sometimes they just despawn very quickly. Like I had the same, I threw my spear at a caramode and it disappeared while the spear was in flight.
Well, I had it that it disappeared after I, actually caught them, like even hitting the red area.
Yeah, that doesn't feel like it should be possible, but you know, bugs.
Yep.
Also bunny.
Bunny butts.
There's one. Just coming out. Coming out. What should you do in the meantime?
Come to movie.
Stop going under the rock.
The bait is dying, I mean.
You want us in? Boom.
Food!
Dum bum bum bum. Also, we don't know precisely how the mechanics of the bait works. Like, what I am suspecting is when you have a hotspot and you have it, like it is about to spawn a fish, it checks is it baited and then modifies the chance of what fish spawns. And if that is correct, then it would not be advisable to use 2 different baits at the same time. It is not sure that that is a thing. It might just plain increase the chance per second. But just in case, I'm only using 1 bait at a time, even though both Cinecid and Caramode spawn here. Rather safe than sorry.
Better munch than no treats.
Oh, what?
Better munch than no treats.
One treat better than no treat?
Yep. This is the 2 quantities of treats. You have either one or none.
One or not one? Bait is about to go. We still have the hotspot, so I'm going to bait it again. It is very random how long they last. We've had them last 1.5 bait. I've also seen it last for 4 baits.
Do you use the Cinecid?
Yeah, now we have Cinecids. I'm out of Caramode.
Oh, so yes, this can happen.
Ah, bums. What can happen?
A scrubber was inside the rock.
Yeah.
Because they backed up. As they were stunned.
That is about to go.
Yep. You replace it just when you said it's about to go?
A moment after. A moment after, I wanted to let it use the last bit of it.
Okay, because in the meantime I caught a Cinecid and it was suddenly illuminated when I got it out.
It's still coloring as it's sinking, so it's first when it goes away that it's stopping.
Yeah, I think it's a new one just catches everything, and I think because there was a problem that fish randomly... Oh, the hotspot died.
Oh.
That fish weren't colored properly. And I think they just gone the other extreme, and now you have fish being too much colored. Which is okay, I mean, that's less annoying than not being able to see fish.
Yep. Yeah, so part of that bait was definitely wasted, but oh well.
Yep.
That's the trade-off. Otherwise, if we had done the bait and then let it refresh, we would have applied 1 bait now, and then we'd be standing in this situation and have 3 bait left and just have to wait for another 3 hotspots to come and go. So I think it is better to just take the standing here, because it is no standing at all.
400.
Yeah, 400 for 2 minutes.
I just got boot.
Like, I can now get 24,000 per day.
Apparently, you don't even have to not hit a fish, you just have to hit randomly in the water and some rock or so, and then you can get food. I mean, I just hit randomly in the water and I got boot.
Yeah, I don't know, I haven't tried to catch boot. It just happens. I want my boots to be legit boots.
Legit boots. I want to put boots into my fish tank.
I want that too. I want boots to swim around in my fish tank.
Just pop up and down slowly.
Like, what is it, like wiggle its toe? Like, whoop, whoop, whoop.
No, I would already like it just, you know, popping up and down slowly. Happens.
So in a new hotspot show, should we stay until bait runs out, or should we stay until hotspot runs out?
Let's stay until hotspot runs out, because the Senate Sid and Terra mode spawn without bait enough too. So we should still get some.
Okay.
Also, you can't sleep fish. I tried.
Also, the reason why we bring Helios for this, by the way, is because you can scan the fish, and having to scan the fish without Helios is an ass.
Yep. Also, no Papa or Moa who get cold.
Yeah,
Because
Papa Moa doesn't get cold.
Because
He
there's
better give us Papa coats.
Yes, farm code for Papa. Has a mod.
Not as a mod, I want a physical item I can put on my Papa. I don't care if it costs 500 platinum, I want something that can make my Papa warm and snuggy.
Now I have to imagine sweaters are more.
Yes, more sweaters and Papa sweaters.
Like, it happened again!
Like, I want them to do that for Christmas, like, give us really, really ugly Christmas sweaters for Papa.
It happened again, like, that I can catch the fish, and when they disappear, and I can still, you know, catch them, like, hitting the thingy, but then they are just gone. That definitely shouldn't happen. And just have to imagine, because, you know, Moas don't have arms, and like it's just armless sweater for Moas.
Well, like the arms go down on the legs, and then you just have like the tube where like the waist would go, like hanging below.
Also Papa sweaters.
Yes, Papa sweaters. Give us Christmas sweaters for Papas. That makes cold go away. Died. Also, you may think it wasteful to use dye when like there's no hotspot going on. And yes, you would be correct, but like dye is so bloody cheap. It costs 10 iridite and 10 ferrite plus a little bit of coin. And that's it. For 10. So it's something to make in abundance and make your life more pleasant. Because it really does make fishing a lot more efficient, instead of having to struggle and see fish all the time.
Yay! You're dancing. Now let's dance until there's another hotspot. Most interesting stream ever.
Oh, fish.
Okay, I think this is also not correct. I have the standard teacher in the spot where you have the Samaris scanner. It's a little bit buggy.
Standard sigil? What?
You know, the sigil you have when you start Warframe and haven't bought any new sigil or gotten any new sigil.
I'm not sure what Moore's talking about.
The icon that displays where we have our corporals. And you know the icon over our names. You have an orange corporal and have a black corporal. And the standard thing of that.
This? The glyph?
The glyph. The standard glyph.
Papa.
And oh, we have a new hotspot.
Oh, nice. Bait.
And I had the standard glyph where usually the lure would be and nothing on the others, where you had the Samaris scanner. It's a little bit buggy.
I'm not sure I understand what it is, but...
They have just some display issues there. Oh, things are really hard and really small and really hard to hit.
I also do have Pharoma, and I've never used it.
Okay.
It's supposed to make fish docile.
Okay.
But I've never found a need to use it. I think what it does is it makes it so that if you miss a fish or if you catch a fish next to another fish, you don't scare them as much or something, but I don't know.
Oh.
I just made it because figured better to have it.
Yep, it's good to have it. I also need a magnificent dinner set so I can make the
That's the second hit you.
trophy out of them. I want a trophy for a fish here.
Bait is about to go.
Oh, put a popper.
It is underwater popper.
No, popper has company.
Yay.
Also, if you have a resource booster, fish are also
Yeah, you get double from
you get double
every
fish.
catch.
Also, you get also double boot if you want farm boot.
But that seems a little cheaty to me. Like you should have the correct amount of boot. I feel like that. Also, resource drop chance boosters will increase the amount of fish spawns you get. And if you don't know how it works, resource drop chance boosters work for the entire team. So only one person needs it. It doesn't stack. So if two people have it, well, one is wasted. But if one person has it, the entire team benefits. So if you happen to have a resource chance booster and one of your friends is needing, for instance, fish or Oracan cells or something like that, take them out for a spin. Also, resource chance boosters also make more minerals spawn, while again the resource booster would make you get more minerals out of each min.
Die has died.
Yep.
I think after the hotspot dies, we should just go and not wait for the die to die.
Let's see how it goes.
Actually,
It is getting a little late.
oh, I have one thinner set bait
Oh, nice.
I could use.
Yeah, I mean, we still have the hotspot, so might as well.
I also have to share mode.
Well, I don't think we should wait that long, but well, let's see if there's still hotspot left after this one. Then you can always put in more. Oh, Helios tells me there's a Synethid in the area. That's the good thing about still needing scans. Helios will tell you when one is near. I think I don't need any more scans on the Synestid sadly now though. Oh, the carry mode.
Yeah, that was what the first thing that spawned for me after I put out the bait.
The carry mode does seem a little more common than the Synethid. Which also is reflected in, I think the carry mode only costs 300, while the synthetics cost 400.
Okay, that's an
You do also need more.
Okay.
What is it called? You do also need more carry modes than you need synthesists. But you don't really need like a huge amount of like stuff. Like Dee talked about that they had reduced the grind in the valleys, and there's like people who are complaining that there's still grind. Well, this is an MMO. There's grind. That's the thing. But there's significantly less grind in the valleys as opposed to the plains. Bait is about to go.
Should I put out share mode?
Up to you. We still have a. Okay, did it just go away? I think it just went away.
Yeah, I think it went away.
So I would say no. So should we wait for the die or should we go?
Let's just see if there's any fish left.
Just as you said, that is scrubber spawn.
Okay, no fish left, so let's go.
Normally we don't like to leave while there's still dye up, because even though dye is cheap, I don't want to waste it. I feel bad for wasting.
By the way, this is Nef Anusset, and as you can see, there is nothing inside here. You would, of course, say skimpy.
Bastard.
Like, only it's not solid, it's just the outermost casing and the extremely expensive stuff.
Yeah, we don't know what precisely that thing is made of, but we have a very strong feeling that it is what exactly you expect is like it's made of like something that is stupidly rare and needed by people and therefore very expensive, but he's making a statue out of it instead of like using it for what it should be used for.
Don't forget a statue out of Finn and instead used of people worshipping him.
Yeah, also that. Not only are we building a statue of ourselves, we're also building statues of people worshipping the statue of ourselves. Hi.
Corpus are just Oracle 2.0.
Oh, former blueprint.
Oh, nice.
I think we should do that after the stream now.
Yeah, I think so. Just let's go to the biz.
Yeah, I was thinking the same. Go and dismantle fish just to end it off there. We got a few different kinds. That's a long list. What is interest if not a measure of Neft's trust in you?
Boone, Roki, and their assembled orphan tribe. Troublemakers, they're just getting by.
Biz definitely doesn't appreciate the event kit
Though I
music.
do wish they had better taste in music.
Definitely not.
Gag, is it? Sounds like a bag of hammers being thrown down a flight of stairs. You don't seem to need help with that.
The Ven Kit's music sounds like a bag of hammers thrown down a flight of stairs.
Had I lost
Yep.
one of these? The Orokin deployed automated cleaners much as we do. Their designs influencing the workings of much of our own. A rare catch indeed. Well, this specimen's quite complex, heavily modified, fascinating.
I personally like to keep one magnificent just for a collection.
I see this particular model quite a bit.
I have all magnificent in my fish tank, so I don't keep them anymore.
Decent. Needs maintenance, but in good
Yeah,
condition.
but I do only have a very small fish tank.
Well, this specimen's quite complex, heavily modified, fascinating. When did I last see one of these? The Orokin deployed automated cleaners much as we do. Their designs influencing the workings of much of our own. A rare catch indeed. Simple, stripped-back design. A bit primitive, but handsomely made. Wait. Do you know what this is?
Hey, I can buy another Willis
Orokin custodial
Cuprodon.
drone. Where in
Yay.
the world did you find this? Most people have only ever seen this
Into
in
my
pictures.
brindle.
Old pictures.
Also, the reason why I haven't
Down
bought
there
any
for
flues myself yet
centuries.
is because I want to be able to buy at least one of each part, but I'm still missing the Incarnadine, the Thorny Bowler Roller, the Black Banded Bowler Roller, and the Subterranean Popper.
Oh, so you know what's cutest?
This specimen's quite complex.
Like the
heavily
brindle
modified,
have,
fascinating.
you know, overbite teeth.
Mm-hmm.
The Willis have overbite teeth,
Wait.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know what this
but
is?
they kinda did blips.
An original Orokin custodial
To me, it
drone.
kind of looks like the
Where in
old
the
blacks,
world did
but
you find this?
yeah.
Yeah,
Most people
the others
have
are
only
white,
ever
so
seen this
they
in
look a little bit more like teeth,
old
but
pictures.
this
It's all how you
kinda did
perceive it, but
Down
yeah.
there for centuries.
blip blip.
So here is the output. If you are not familiar with the fishing, the different like grade of the fish just affects how much scrap you get out of them. The common resources, same for fish in the plains. While the specific resources, you get one per fish regardless of grade. So no matter what, you will, like you can see, we got 6 longwinders, we got 13 tromosons. So yeah, you can see it that way. But we got a few different things.
Handily done there. Nice outcome. I'll be here when next you return.
Aww.
What is it?
Lex just said that he thinks that Yudiko and Zuda are his family now.
Aww.
That's cute.
Treasures await release from stone and soil. A most fulfilling career for
I still remember.
you.
Yudiko, you come so soft. Where's my K-bomb?
Wait, where's my keyboard?
While our composite physical natures afford a longer than typical life expectancy, I fear I am simply too advanced in my years to be of any quantitative aid to the resistance. But I will, of course, do my little bit, if that is deemed to be of value. That Yudiko, what a spark she has! Were I younger, much younger, that younger, different me would have signed up faster than you could say zip. See you later,
I mean, it makes sense that they have the head still.
Yeah, I was wondering what happened to their head. Like, is it transferred like into a machine? If so, why?
Kit guns! Get your kit guns!
I mean, it makes sense, but I kind of prefer them as not heads.
Was running from me.
Keep telling yourself you're free and you'll never escape. Working as intended, am I right?
Oh, I want to try something.
What?
I want to try something. Run, 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 run. Yay! Hi. I think that's a good place to end it off. Should we end it here?
Yep.
Alright. Let's call it off then. And I'll talk to you in a moment.
I'll talk to you in a moment.
Alright. Bye.
Bye-bye.
Alright. So that is the end of the stream. Let's put on a bit of ending music. It was perhaps not the most productive stream, but as we said, it is just some casual stuff. We wanted to do some Warframe. I wanted to do it both because I had the mastery that I was like stupidly close to. I didn't want to wait a long time for it, but also because Moo had the mastery 5, the rank 5 stuff that she was just about to reach, so I wanted to go in and capture that moment. The sad Moo doesn't like it quite as much, but yeah, I understand her problem with it, but at the same time, like, I had a problem with it in the beginning. It was a little what? Weird, a little creepy, but yeah, you got used to it, and I think Moo would start to like the characters more, but we'll see. I definitely started liking them more than I already did, and I already liked them quite a bit. But anyways, I'm gonna get going. Say thank you very much for watching. I'll see you again next time. For now, next time will be next Friday. We don't at the moment have any other plans, so yeah. Otherwise, keep an eye on my Mastodon and my Twitter, because if we do end up doing something, it will go out there. But yeah, for now, next time will be next Friday. I'm gonna get going now. Say thank you very much for watching, and enjoy the rest of your weekend. Bye bye everyone. Good night. Bye.